This series of tutorials will teach you how to make a custom user interface for the OmniCore Flex pendant using common web technology. This tutorial shows how you can create a web application for the Flex pendant that can control a robot lift kit device. It can control a real robot mounted on a real lift kit. But for this tutorial we will be controlling a virtual lift kit in combination with a virtual robot on it, in Robot Studio. In the application there is a manual control zone where clicking in the up button, the lift kit goes up. Clicking in the down button, the lift kit goes down to its minimum position. With the stop button, the device stops when you click it. Clicking the move to button, the device moves to a certain position defined in the move to input. With the lower and upper virtual limit you can define the minimum and maximus position where the device can be moved. This is not the physical limit of the device, it's a user-defined limit for a specific use case. If in the move to input a position outside the virtual limit is defined, a pop-up will be show whiz an error message. In the Controller Settings tab, there is two radio buttons where you can change the controller to manual or auto mode. There is also a motors switch, which you can turn the motors on or off. Clicking in the Start button, the robot will start the program. And clicking in the Stop button, the robot will stop it. In this first tutorial we will create the application and two buttons. The prerequisites are to have installed Robot Studio 2020.0 or higher with RobotWare 7. And also, to have a code editor. For this tutorial, we will use Visual Studio Code. The first step is to create a new station from the Pack and Go file which you will find in the folder from this tutorial. Locate this station where it is convenient for you. In this station you will find a Cobot GOFA mounted on a lift kit and everything you will need to run it, except the web application. When the station is created, go to the Controller tab. Right-click on the Home folder, and left-click in Open folder. Then create a new folder which should be called Web Apps within the Home directory. Inside the Web Apps directory create another folder called LiftKit_1 where your project will be hosted. Copy the path of the LiftKit_1 folder to your clipboard. Open Visual Studio Code. Click File. Open Folder. Paste the path you copied before and click Select Folder. Next, download the OmniCore App SDK in the ABB Developer Center, and unzip it. In this folder you will find a documentation folder with the application design guide, an OmniCore App SDK application manual and two sample applications that you may find useful during your learning process. Also, there is two libraries folder, the RWS API folder, that contains the libraries needed to communicate between the web application and the OmniCore, and the FP Components folder that has the libraries of different graphic components which have the same design as the rest of the Flex pendant operative system. Copy the RWS API folder and the FP Components folder and paste them into the LiftKit_1 project folder. Copy the liftkit.css file from this tutorial folder and paste it in the LiftKit_1 project folder. In this file the graphical properties of the application are defined. This tutorial does not teach how to define the features in CSS. But the application is designed to allow adding HTML elements without much difficulty. With the aid of a table design. Copy also the icons folder that contains some icons that will be used during the development of the application. Go back to the Visual Studio Code and create three new files. appinfo.xml. It is used to define information needed for the OmniCore. liftkit.html. This file defines the graphical distribution of the application. And script.js. In this file the working functions will be defined. Open the appinfo.xml file and write the following. In the name section, the name of the application is defined, in this case LiftKit. In the icon section the icon of the application is defined, in this case ab_liftkit_100x100.png. This is an image located in the icons folder. The image must have a size of 100 by 100 pixels. In the path section, the HTML file of the application is defined, in this case liftkit.html. Next, open the liftkit.html file and write the following. Here we define the title of the application, in this case liftkit. The declaration of the CSS file. The initialization of the FP Components common and the FP Components button libraries that gives the possibility to have the same buttons like in the rest of the Flex Pendant ecosystem. And we declare the script.js where the functions and components are defined. Add the following below the header part. The HTML file is designed to be easy to use for a non-HTML user. For this, the space is divided with the class liftkit main info box, with the title manual control. And a table with the class liftkit main table. A table is a useful way to define a space in HTML. With the tr object we define a row and with the td object we define a column. For this table, there are two buttons, the up button, and the down button, which are in the same row and in different columns. Now, go to the script.js file and write the following. First, we define two variables that are associated to the new elements. Then write this procedure that will be executed when the HTML page has loaded. With this statement we allow the debug console where we will check that the buttons work, and to detect errors. Then we define a function to create all content. Next, we define the up button. With the try object we define that if something was wrong, a message will be displayed in the console. In the first line we join the variable up button with a new element of type button. Then we join the button with an HTML identifier. With this sentence we shows up on the button. With this function a message will be displayed in the console after the user click the up button. Finally, we create the down button in a similar way. To test our application, click on File tab, and save all. Open Robot Studio, click on the Controller tab and click on Flex Pendant. In the Flex Pendant menu you will see the new application icon with the name LiftKit. Open the application. You can see the table with the title manual control and the up and down buttons. If you click the buttons, you will see the appropriate message displayed on the console.